Module 3, Lesson 4, register and name your business. I know a lot of people agonize over this. My encouragement to you is don't agonize over it. Naming your business should not hang you up very long. It should be fairly easy. And the truth is, you can name it almost anything. It doesn't really matter. Now, I'll give you the same warning as I gave last time. I'm not giving legal advice. Seek the services of a qualified professional before making decisions based on what I share in this video. In this lesson, you'll learn how to pick a name for your business, how to register your business, permits and licenses you may want to or may need to, may have to file. And let's get right to it. Choosing the name of your business. How to pick a name. Pick something you like. You have a couple of choices in my way of thinking about it. You can name it after yourself. My company is called Ray Edwards International Incorporated. I sometimes joke that it's the humbly named Ray Edwards International Incorporated. So you might name it after yourself. Could just be your name, Inc. That's pretty clear. If you're building a personal brand, that works really well. And I recommend you do build a personal brand. So that's my first recommendation. I'm not giving you legal advice, but I'm just saying that's what I chose to do. Made sense to me. Another choice you can make is to choose a name that's descriptive of the service you provide. So you could call it your name copywriting, Edwards Copywriting, or Ray Edwards Copywriting, or something of that nature. Or you could name it an abstract name that doesn't have anything to do with the function of the company. You could name it Adorama, for instance. I don't recommend that because people will always ask, what does that company do? What does that mean? And some of you know that there's a camera supply company. That name's taken. Which leads us to how to register your business. You will need to register your business probably with the local authorities. Probably in your city you need to have a business license. Maybe in your state you need to have a business license. It's different from state to state, from country to country. So check with an attorney, with a legal professional, about the requirements for how you must register your business. You may have to register with more than one agency as well. An attorney who specializes in business matters can help you with this the best. And I really recommend, again, that you don't shortchange yourself on this. Don't try to cheap out. Just get an attorney who can keep you out of trouble. And after you've chosen a name, check for the domain name. See if that's available. I registered my name early enough in the game that I got rayedwards.com. You may not be quite as fortunate. You could use your entire name, your first, middle, and last name. You could put a "the" in front of your name, so it could be therayedwards.com. So it doesn't have to be exactly the name of the business. Like, I don't want to have a domain name called Ray Edwards International Inc. because that's just too darn long. I also can't use the initials REI because it's already taken by an outdoor adventure and camping equipment store. Darn it. But I love that store. So check and make sure you can get the domain name you're going to be happy with. That may or may not influence the way you name your company. And finally, don't forget permits and licenses. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but it's really important that you get all the necessary permits and licenses. And check the trademark. You can just Google trademark. You'll find under the U.S. law, there's a .gov site that has all the details. You can also go through a service like LegalZoom to check the trademark. It'll cost you a little bit of money, but it's worth the investment just to do the initial search, just to make sure you're not blatantly infringing on somebody's trademark with the name of your company. But it's worth checking ahead of time because you don't want to have to go through the expense of changing everything after you've been operating under a name for a year or two. And somebody comes along and sues you and says, you got to change the name of your company. That happened to a friend of mine, actually. A very ethical, very honest, very right, upstanding businessman whose name you'd probably know. He had a product. It was a division of his company. He had to change the name because the name was already taken. He didn't steal the name. He just didn't know somebody else had already taken it and filed a trademark on it. So it pays to check that in advance because that was a very expensive change for my friend to make. So here are the actions for you to take out of this lesson. Talk to a pro, pick the name of your company, get your permits and licenses in order, check the trademark, and have an attorney set it up for you. Again, this is all going to be probably one transaction. Deciding on the entity type, helping you form the entity, helping you pick the name, checking the trademark is probably all going to be one visit with your attorney to set it all up and one visit to finalize it and pay him or her. It's worth it. It's a good investment. It's worth doing. I'll see you in lesson 5.